Let's go! What's up, traders? Welcome to the channel. My name's John. That's Groot. We trade options here. Just giving a slight update to yesterday's video. So, yesterday was kind of a Sunday pre-game, let's get prepped video for the week. And so far for Monday, first day of trading in February, it's looking great. So, basically closed out Mara for an income trade. $200. I opened the trade on Friday and it is now Monday. So basically, in essence, one market day in trade. $200. Tesla went up pretty big, so that did pay off for me as well. And I'm back at the 25,000 mark, so no PDT issues on one of my accounts, which is great. I will take that. It wasn't really a big goal in general, but it just kind of goes to show some of the swings. So I'm gonna actually jump in to the account, just give you a quick update for the other video, which was yesterday. It's a little bit longer, but it kind of overviews all the positions, kind of where I'm at, what I'm thinking. Check it out. I'll put it as one of the cards. I think it shows up here in the top. Maybe finish this out or go to that and then come here for continuation. But to jump in, let's take a peep. And I'm going to show you on my Firefox. So right now I've got you set up with Robinhood, and where we were at yesterday was pretty low. I think we had dropped to, man, 22,000 or so, and then 22, 23. And then in today, it just goes to show you, you can go up 10% just like that. So this doesn't mean, it's not like a weird flex or anything, but it does show that you cannot get emotional. If you trade emotional, if I would have seen my account drop from, where were we, 27, 28K to like 22 or so. If you get emotional, you start trading irrational, and you would have started losing, selling out everything basically at the low. So keep your eyes peeled. Those are some big ones to worry about and watch. Basically, big one I'll show you. As you know, on this channel, options income trading is kind of the bread and butter. That's the strategy, and that sort of builds out more funding for other things, like more speculative plays that you don't mind losing. It's kind of like a gamble in a way. And then others that are like safer bets for longer term growth. And then the last bucket, it kind of creates this bigger inflow of income trades, so you kind of get more of that turnaround there. So keep this in mind. Let's go to Mara. That was the one I was telling you about. Actually, I'll go back one more time so you can see. Yesterday I had the 28 call that I had sold and the 27.5 call strike. I left that one open just in case, because I've got 200 shares in Mara, and the plan here is going to be to use covered calls to collect income, lower my cost basis in Marathon Patent Group. And then what is really nice here too is that as I go lower, I'll kind of just show you where we're at with this trade. Basically, I opened that call on Friday, so January 29th. Sold the call for $415. So I took on a credit of $415, and then what I sell it, or basically close the position, I buy it back at a certain price. I net that difference. So generally speaking, you want it to go lower. You want some theta decay in this. You want the pricing to drop, and then you will collect and pocket that difference. You'll see here the 218. Basically, I closed out today for $218. I bought to close basically. And what that nets out to, let's see, 415, 218. So it's like 197. Basically $200 in profit. Boom. Basically over the weekend, one day in trade essentially. I'll take it. I'm happy with that. The other upside is that Tesla has moved up. Man, Tesla is getting tons of upgrades. I think there's like 5 or 6 analysts now that are upgraded around the $1,000 mark or higher. So that's big. That's keeping this puppy moving pretty good. And what I'll do, I will move over to Tastyworks really quick to show that. Actually, let's go to Thinkorswim and let's look at Tesla. TSLA looking good. You'll see. I want to see how the volume looked throughout the day, which, yeah, actually it was pretty modest volume, nothing crazy. So there is some potential risk in Tesla here. I can see I would have liked us to close much higher. I like that we closed at the high of the bar. That's a positive sign. But what I don't like is volume's a little lower, and we sort of matched yesterday's kind of high. So that still shows some indecision in the market. We need some follow through. I'd said in my video yesterday that I'm going to kind of wait this out till about midweek. So this could be tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday. Uh, and what I'm going to do here is just see how the price action's looking in Tesla. Really, price and volume kind of tell me the most, and it doesn't lag like other indicators do. So that's why I kind of provide it with the most power. You can see what I had in yesterday's video. We're sort of looking at this area here, this area, and we were saying that, hey, this trend line, which has been intact for a while, is getting tested, and the action looks interesting. But I love that the last bar of the day on this 15-minute chart closed right at the line. It tested off the line and basically closed essentially near it. And then let's see how today's looked in general. I'll just do the last couple days action. Yeah, not bad. Price action looked good. We went up every time we came back lower. It was on very little volume, very low range, and typically off the low. So that's a good sign. And then we shot higher. Like I was saying, I would have loved to see like a bit higher price action, but really a lot of the moves were at the very end of the day, last 30 minutes here, these two bars. So that's great too. You can't argue with that. If the market seems to like it, then the overall market in general maybe is doing well, then we'll probably see a continuation from this point. So I will take it. Update on my position, which I, on Friday, as you know, had opened up more on Tesla. And let's see, is this going to open? You going to see that? Come on, baby. Okay, that's not working. Okay, tasty. There we go. That is really weird. I don't know why it does that. But nonetheless, check this out. Okay, in Tesla, I had opened up another call debit spread. I sort of laddered my entry, kind of, I guess some people might even call it like averaging down or whatever you want to call it. Generally, that's why I tiptoe into a trade and keep my risk low, is that if it seems to not go my way, or I like at least where I'm positioned and I feel good about the risk, I'm happy to potentially open up another position at a lower price, similar spread width, which gives me something. So, worst case scenario, maybe I end up like net zero or close to it. But you'll even see yesterday this was at minus 800, and you'll see now it's at minus $12. So I will take that. I like that. Kind of reduce the risk a bit. If we start dropping a lot, obviously I could see this lose out significantly. But again, it's a small position. You got to trade really small so that you are not blown up. So keep your risk management in check. In the usual fashion, this is not investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just educational purposes only. My goal, I really am a big believer in options and kind of versatility of trading. So I want people to understand some of the mechanics and, get better. I don't necessarily want you to just follow me or do any of that stuff. So, but big positions, I like BNGO, I like FUV, and Palantir is looking good. So I honestly don't mind that Palantir is dropping. I think there's a lot of room to run throughout the year. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, but I like all the positions where they're at. Eventually, I want Tesla to move up to the 900s or higher, especially before mid-month. So that is kind of the plan here. And um, hey, in the interest of keeping this shorter, that's it for now. So enjoy, spend time with friends, family, be safe. Make sure you subscribe or Groot will be angry. And I'll catch you on the next one. Happy trading. See ya. Peace.